Chicago, we are back and ready for what could be the biggest offseason in this team's history. Of course, we ended the last episode looking at the pending free agent list and wondering if maybe, possibly, someone would be there. Didn't notice at the time that Jason Robertson was an RFA, so that might change things just a little bit, but you never know. You never know what might happen here coming up. And of course, we focus on our team first and what we're going to look to do here. And of course, we'll go position by position as we do. Goaltending, pretty straightforward. We are going to keep Arvid Soderblom. Honestly, we might as well keep Vikman and Quap as well. I mean, otherwise, we'll just be signing other random people. They have been fine, serviceable. They're never really going to be NHL options for us. We'll sign one other person. Right now, we're wasting time until Marco Verkunen is available. You could argue, like, hey, just play West Commodore there and see what happens, but he's in Mississauga, so we can't. Defensively, we do have some choices here, including what to do with Connor Murphy, who, again, it's pretty obvious, a massive, massive fan of. I don't know what we're going to do, because we do have to qualify Ethan Del Mastro. Oli Mata will be let go of. We don't have space for him in general. Ben Sherratt, of course, who we picked up. Even Crevier, I mean, we could just kind of keep him for the sake of the AHL, but I'm going to give him a chance to go somewhere else. To be honest, I'm going to give Arbor Jackeye a chance to go somewhere else as well to maybe land more of a full-time spot just to see what happens, right? Just to see. I mean, why not? Why not give these guys a chance? But the Connor Murphy thing is tough because he's not asking for that much money. But that right-hand side is interesting. It's currently, Jones, Schneider, and Murphy. But on the way up is Sandim Pelika. And he presumably will be good to go. Artyom Lashunov is there as well. We might have to move on from Connor Murphy, unfortunately. As much as I'd love to keep him, the prospect pool is just looking that much stronger. There are these guys as well, all the dudes that we signed or drafted previously, and a lot of them are okay, but let's be honest, there's really no reason to go for them. Actually, that brings me back to the goaltending again. Verkunen could be ready to go. Same with Helms, but is it worth leaving those guys unsigned? That's always the question. Playing someone versus having them unsigned. What's the better way to go? And the main reason I bring that up is like Dakota Beach. Is it better to just let him play over in Finland, or do we just bring him over and see what happens? I think we'll go with the unsigned approach. So all of these defenders pretty much on the way out, right? With the exception of Del Mastro. On the right, Matt Zuccarello. We're going to be dropping him. Lukowicz will obviously be signed. Chaffee, yeah, you're gone. Unfortunately. Left-hand side, Athanasiou will drop. Entwistle as well. We'll give him a chance to go somewhere else. Connor Roulette, I am going to qualify, given that he's only 23. And then at center, Rasmussen, Brown, and Glass are all going. Sternborg will hold on to. Jalen Lupin. Yeah, we're gonna let you go, Jalen. I'm sorry. We could keep you, but we're just gonna let you go. Iginla, Semenuk. Yeah, we're just going to be letting go of a lot of pieces that we don't really need, right? We really don't. So let's just keep it straightforward, simple, to the point, and we'll see really what the kind of big question to answer here is going to be. What does free agency look like? And can we lock down a top decent option should they be available? The qualifying offers we sent out are good. We'll lose a couple of scouts. That's not a big deal. And we'll actually handle that first, just to leave a little bit more drama as to who's going to be out there. We do have one coaching spot available, and there is one good coach left, Lebruyere. Let's just go ahead. And, I mean, given that he's an A-, I'm sure I could max this out at about $9 million a season. We're going to go to about 2.5 and just kind of hope that he accepts. I highly doubt he does. If he doesn't, it's not the end of the world. And we have these scouts, A-, just send the deal out. Hope that we get them locked down. Good to go. No problem. Ingrid Sontag. So free agency. who's out there? And more importantly, UFAs perhaps that could be out there? Let's see. Unsurprisingly, Jason Robertson is an RFA. Let's take a look at who else is. In goal, Spencer Knight. Of course, again, that would be a whole lot of draft picks for him. How many would that be exactly? 4. 4 firsts for Spencer Knight. If only good goaltending actually meant anything in this game. Defensively, I mean, Justin Barron has turned into a freak. It's an absolute freak. $9 million though for only 39 points. No, thank you. But Dan's out there. Lassie Thompson, Jordan Spence even turned into a low elite at this stage. Quite a few guys out there. Nobody that we would overextend for. Jack Mathieu is not Mathieu? I'm not sure. He's honestly not that bad, but again, just a logjam of talent. Same thing with Krebs or Yermo. Pretty much all these guys, even Tyson Hines. I mean, they're RFAs. We'll just pretty much let them go. The big question is Jason Robertson. Jason frickin' Robertson. How I love him. My favorite non-Bruin in the NHL today. And man, if there was anybody who was worth 4 first-rounders, it would be him. It really, really would be. There's some other guys like Jack Beck that aren't that bad. But again, they're RFAs, so I'm not too worried. One more look before we double-check those UFAs about what we have here, aside from almost $50 million in cap space. Down the middle, Fantilli and Bork. They are the 1-2 punch. The bottom 6, we'll figure it out when we get there based off of development. Really no point in going in and signing anyone. Left-hand side, I mean, DeBrincat, Ness, Reichel. Kind of tough to make the argument for Robertson when we have these 3 on the right. Because Lukowicz and Vanainen are not third liners. So yeah, we really could not go. Really couldn't go for Jason Robertson, even if I wanted to. And I want to, but it's not going to happen. The UFAs that are available. Let's start off in goal. Stuart Skinner's out there. Thatcher Demko. Sogard, again, still at an 81. He has the highest potential. Emil Vinny elected not to sign with the Arizona Coyotes. We're going to swoop in for that. I don't know if I'll send him back or not because, hey, maybe that could happen, theoretically. So he would be one heck of a pickup. There's also Tyler Brennan, who is a low starter. But you have to wonder, Stuart Skinner would now be a good time to spend some money on goaltending. I mean, Luukkonen and Skinner both have an ability. Maybe we look at Stuart Skinner in a minute. Defensively, Slavin, Carlson, it's not a great market for UFA defenders nor for prospects, so we don't have to worry about that. Right-hand side, not that we have space, but Jesper Bratt, Schmaltz, I mean, it's a pretty good crop of talents, let's be honest. But again, we don't have space whatsoever. Left wing side, we also don't have space. Kubalik, Panarin, at 34 years old, he's down to an 86. He's dropped off a bit. Offensively, he's still very, very good. Obviously, he just doesn't hit, and his defense is actually not all that bad. And Ovi is out there at 40 years old, has 977 goals. In terms of prospects, Vasily Podkolzin's the only guy. So again, I don't think we do much here. Jack Eichel, but actually, Jesus, Jack Eichel's listed as a third liner. Imagine third line center Jack Eichel. Like, I know Crosby, Bergeron, Malkin are out there. Third line center Jack Eichel. I mean, again, it's kind of crazy. Like, Jack Eichel was just kind of known as like, yeah, he's this offensive force. Analytically, it's Jack Eichel's defense that stands out more recently. Again, though, as you could tell, he doesn't really hit. No wonder why he's a third liner. He has attributes, and the way they've developed, obviously this isn't how they would be when you load up a franchise mode, but he is very much just a two-way center, like a defense first center. Man, having Jack Eichel for this PK though, you know, talk about things we could have used last season. I mean, we're gonna have to sign cap whales, but Haltonen, I do believe, deserves another chance. He's good defensively, too. Another power forward, by the way, in case you were wondering if we had enough of them. Apparently the answer is no. I don't really think we have to do much. The only question, do we want to take the spot away from Comesso? I don't think so. I think we just move on. I think we do. LeBriere actually signed. That's pretty shocking. I think we're pretty much good to go. I mean, like I said, we're going to have to sign a couple of cap whales to fill out this season. Emil Vinny is here as well. Sign a couple cap whales and we're golden. I mean, more than a couple. Again, $48 million in cap space. But once Soderblom signs, we have 5 goalies. Defensively, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so we need defense desperately. That's the big issue. Above all else is we are going to need some defense on that free agent list. Colborne. Okay, so Lukowicz is going to be signed. Colborne's going to be signed because he could definitely go to the AHL right now. Quentin Marsh is in Moose Jaw. Spencer Campagna, the Campagan, he can go to the AHL. And then Josh Hull. Honestly, there's an argument, too, for Josh Hull to go straight to the AHL. And I think that's what we'll do. We are listed at 41 contracts, so we know we're good for forwards. Now it's just signing defenders, cap whales at this stage. And the best way for us to do it, more than likely, is to just look at the older dudes who might not be signed otherwise. We'll wait a little bit, give them a chance to go elsewhere just to see what happens. And, of course, we'll do our look through. And there's Soderblom accepting that qualifying offer. Again, August 1st is normally kind of that date for us to see what's happening. See who's still out there. Jason Robertson is still out there. He's only 27. I might, you know. There's no way if I do find a trade that there's an offer for him that they'll like. But, man, you get a chance to, you get a chance to get a player like that. We have to keep an eye on that. We really do. And honestly, even if we cheese it and do the 1-year deal later on, a 1-year deal is $9.8 million. Does that, how far does that drop it? I think that's still 4 first-round picks, is it not? If it's not, it's 2, a second, and a third. If I am not mistaken. Let's go down to $9.8 million. First, second, and a third. Jesus. How much cap space does Dallas have? Jason Robertson for a first, second, and a third. You have to do it. 4 first-round picks is debatably worth it, and we'll adjust based on whatever needs to happen. Dallas only has $3 million in cap space. I am going for Jason Robertson. And to hell with the consequences, to hell with who the hell has to be moved out to potentially get him. A first, a second, and a third for Jason Robertson, even if it only lasts for a season, is worth it to me. Given that we almost made the playoffs last year, we'd need a crap load of lottery luck for it to matter. $9.8 million, first, second, and a third. We put in an offer for Jason Robertson. And of course, I didn't wait that much longer. Like I could have waited till the start of the season. We got him. Robbo accepted, and there it is. I did not think that was going to happen. But for a first, second, and third round pick, we have acquired Jason Robertson via offer sheet. We had to at that point. We absolutely had to, knowing he'd accept a 1-year deal. Jesus, look at that. It's even down to $6.2 million for Barron again. And I could have waited for the start of the preseason. I don't know if the first, second, and third actually is. I can't check it from Barron or for Barron from there, just because we already gave up the picks. Offer sheet compensation. Barron would have been a first and a third, and that would have been worth it too. Fair enough. I know there's some people it's like, okay, don't do an offer sheet unless you can meet the person's request. I do agree with that in a lot of circumstances, but I'll let my blind love for Jason Robertson and the amazing player that he is win me over this time. We need to sign some veterans, particularly cap whales, and congratulations to Mr. Martinez. You are going to win the Chicago lottery. as is Ian Cole. Actually, we'll wait for Ian Cole. Let's get Martinez signed first and see where we're at cap-wise. There you go, Mr. Martinez. That leaves us with $24 million left. And let's look at UFA's prospects. Bunch of high sixes, but yeah, they're all a little bit older at this point. Not that they won't get better, but yeah. So Ian Cole, congratulations to you as well. You will also win the Chicago lottery, and that will make us cap compliant. I'm still going to have to sign a few other defenders, but let's be honest, we know that a trade is probably going to be necessary at this point. Emphasis on Ness. We're going to see how this is looking. And honestly, there's a chance I send Robertson right back to Dallas. It depends on the development of our players and what we're dealing with here. As Marsh is up to a 71. Actually, he might have already been a 71, but there's nothing we can do about him. So for the roster moves, Comesso, Soderblom in goal, easy enough. Defensively, Jones, Vorobyev, Schneider, Korchinski, and Sandim Pellikka is indeed ready to go. So is Lashunov. That's a problem. We can send Krutil down. We have to make a choice between Schneider, Sandim Pellikka, or Lashunov. And to be honest, it's probably Sandim Pellikka that gets moved because Schneider has that extra value in having the badges. $4.5 million for 2 years. Sandim Pellikka, the benefit for him is contract control. So we do have to make a decision there. Unless we elected to just play Lashunov at the AHL level for one more season, in which case we can push off that decision until next year. That might be the way to do it. Might just be. On the right wing side, Vanainen, Lukovic. Ooh, Lukovic is a third rounder. We can keep Jason Robertson, or a third liner. We can keep Robbo for a season. And Nazar is actually a depth forward. So this decision will make it more difficult for Frank Nazar, unless we need a center. And in terms of other dudes who have developed, we have fourth rounders. Green can be a depth forward. L'Italien is better. Let's send down Green. Whole lot of fourth liners. But we kind of know what direction we're going to go here, I think. I mean, good God, that top line is just gross. So we got 2 fourth liners there. Nazar is a depth option. Vanainen needs to be on a higher line. So does Ness. Look at that, the Lukovic, Reichel. I think that's our third line right there. Reichel, Nazar, Lukovic. And then Hayes, is Haltonen still a fourth liner? He is. I mean, honestly, that can be it right there. Tepley can pass the puck. That's it. He can skate and he can pass the puck. As a power forward, that scares me a little bit. And man whose name I cannot pronounce is solid. I mean, very, very well-rounded. Very well-rounded as a two-way. The other fourth liners, it's Gavin Hayes, who is fine, but he is only 22. But you can kind of sense might not get better. Ludwinski, same thing, fine, very well-rounded. And then Haltonen, same thing, fine, very well-rounded. I think these two might go, mainly because Tepley, and the other guy, I can't pronounce his name very well. I mean, if that's our forward setup for this season, good God. Even if we do only keep Robertson for 1 year, the benefit to Adam Fantilli playing with Jason Robertson for the year is insanity. Defensively, well, it leaves a little bit to be desired in terms of chemistry, does it not? And we might be able to, but by the way, Vorobyev 85. Good God. It might leave a little bit to be desired, but I still think that's worth running. We're making the playoffs this year. We have to. How could we not make the playoffs this season? Are you kidding me? This has to be a postseason run. For as close as we were last season, this has to be the year. Let's go to left wingers here. So Tepley, What can I get for you? 7th rounder. Seems to be the going rate. We could take Philip Gustafson's contract this game. I mean, honestly, like, they've been trying to shop us Philip Gustafson. And then there's Zach Whitecloud, but he has to be an NHL level defender still, right? Depth defender, Zach Whitecloud. Can pass the puck, and that's about it. Right. Still, cap whale. Not that we necessarily need one now. Could be, I mean, we need defenders. I'm going to take this. Tepley for Whitecloud, 1-for-1. I'm good with that. Again, it fits the role of, hey, we need a defender right now. And then, oh man, he's a 79 at 20 years old, though. Can I get rid of him? I don't think I can. We might have to reassess. I mean, Ludwinski and Hayes are pretty much the same. Haltonen's going to play the right, so it's one of these two. Gavin Hayes, again, pretty well-rounded, physicality and skating, his best attributes. Paul Ludwinski, very well-rounded. But this guy is worth the most, and these two are going to be 4th-liners. So what could we get for this guy? Even though it does look like he's going to be good, we could get 1 year of John Gibson. 2nd and a 3rd, a 2nd. I was going to say, is there a good defensive prospect that one of these teams is offering? Because that could help us. Freaking Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. 2nd and a 3rd, Vestarainen. Justin Hall. 2nd and 3rd, and Justin Hall. Bring him back. Lane Hutson's out there, but we know he hasn't developed. I will not sign that guy. Nick Bedan. And he was an RFA. He'd be too good for this team, though. It's not who we need. John Marino. Again, not what we need. Lassie Thompson, Bernard Docker. It's all the RFAs that Ottawa haven't been able to sign. It would pretty much be a 2nd and a 3rd for this guy, which isn't bad. It's just weird to me that there's no, like, defender out there. As funny as it is, Justin Hall at that price point. Depth defender, top 6. Top 6. I might make the one exception and just play Justin Hall in the minors. I might. The same, and the reason why is because I want them to have money to try to sign Barron or Bedan at this point, which they just do not have the money to do so. I mean, yeah, in terms of RFAs, I thought there was going to be an easier way to see it. All the way down. Yeah, Mayu, Bedan, and Barron. They can't afford to sign anybody. Let's try to help out Montreal. Let's do it. We'll do that trade. We'll take on Justin Hall, play him in the minors. Takes up more cap space, which is fine. And honestly, from there, we're looking good. So Hall and Whitecloud down to the AHL. That is our defense. We're overstacked on that right-hand side in the AHL. But that is okay. Honestly, Ian Cole can get the call up. And we can sign probably 2 more AHL defenders. Yeah, Ian Cole, since he can play both sides. Have him as the healthy scratch. And then forward-wise, those are our guys. And we can call up whoever. Might want to ditch Edward Sale. He looks like he's kind of stalled out a little bit. Probably call up AJ to be our healthy scratch. Why not? So let's go see. As we look to finalize this team, we need a couple of defenders in the AHL, not including Nick Bedan. Hopefully Montreal can do something about that. And let us go for... Let's go for veterans again. Marco Scandella, Jan Ruda. We had Ben Sherratt last year. Let's go for the older guys. So Marco Scandella and Jan Ruta. Go ahead and sign you guys, and we should be okay after pulling off the offer sheet for Jason Robertson. I feel bad, but let's be honest, I shouldn't. 1, it's a game. 2, Dallas was fucked. Dallas had $3 million in cap space a month into free agency. They still have no space because the fucking idiots signed Matt Zuccarello instead of prioritizing who they needed to prioritize. Screw them. Screw them. That's what you get for being a dumb GM. You don't even know. You don't even know what the hell you're doing. So screw you, Dallas. Blame EA Burnaby. So one more look. And again, I'll probably optimize the coaching staff if I can, but that is going to be our forward group for this season. It's not sustainable. It's not. If I'm still going to try to play people within their roles, this is not sustainable beyond this year. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I mean, look at Jason Robertson and how he's developed. He is the perfect offensive weapon. He just doesn't hit. That's it. He just doesn't hit. Everything else, he's insane. I mean, we might have to choose between him and Alex DeBrincat. And I love Alex DeBrincat, but yeah, I think you know what direction we're going to go on that front. If we can find a taker for ADB, which I'm sure we can. And then defensively, like I said, we might have to change it up a little bit. In the AHL, do we want Florian Jacki in there? We do want Hull and Novikov playing. So, Tohila, we can take you out for Novikov, and we can take Florian Jacki out for Hull. Might need to go sign one more forward. Outside of that and just optimizing, getting proper people into spots. I mean, Colborne, Panayi. I mean, we got some damn talented players here. And then obviously Lashunov can play on a higher defense pairing, but we're looking good. We are looking very, very good right now. And then Vinny and Vikman in goal. Damn. This is the year, right? This is the year. It has to be. Has to be the first year that we're back in the playoffs. 2026, 2027. It's got to be the year. We'll sign Derek Brassard because he's 38. Give him one more chance to end his career on a team. Outside of that, again, I still have to optimize coaching and scouting, but we are basically good to go. We know the people on our roster right now will be the people on said roster. So to round this out, the back half of this episode is going to be looking at the opposing lines. Next episode will begin the new season. So if you do not care about AI lines and seeing how things have progressed, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you next time. If you do care to see the absurdity of Artemi Panarin being an Anaheim Duck for $5 million, well then, hey, stick around because as it is already, things are kind of nuts. No wonder why Anaheim was looking to trade John Gibson. He's probably in the AHL. Logan, oh my God, look at Barrett Hayton. He developed. Jesus. Things are looking pretty good for the Coyotes at this stage, for being honest. Well, never mind. It all went downhill. Goaltending, Hellebuck and Aiden Hill. Look at the scratches they have. Jesus. Oh, the AI. Put them in the minors. These two are on two-way deals. Put them in the minors. Play them in the AHL. Jesus Christ. Oh, Boston, it's David Pasternak and his band of merry men. Dmitry Orlov has finally started to decline. They signed Trouba and have a 64 overall backup. GG. Fuck. Buffalo, it's the all gold club. Holy shit. Okay. Defensively, not looking that bad either, of course. In goal, Devin Levi, Matt Murray. They got Jeff Skinner, final year of his deal, finally. Carolina. They're looking okay. I mean, by comparison, like a lineup like that will probably sim well, but it shouldn't compared to some of the other teams that we have seen so far. I mean, Jesus, they have Michael Bunting for $6 million as a healthy scratch to start the season. Holy Moses. just the way these teams, and then you'll have other teams that have a 76 on the third line. Not that that's out of the question, but just that's to my point. Like, look at this. You know, where the hell is all your cap space? Is it an Askarov? 6.2. They don't have any scratches. Who the hell did you give all your money to? Who? Or did you just choose to not do anything? I'm so confused. I mean, Yarosek, I'm sure, yeah, he got a good amount of money. Just, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up how some of these teams are so bad. And again, we're past the preseason, so these are the lineups. You got to look at Calgary. They're strong down the middle, at least. Defensively, not as strong. Georgiev and Wolf. Again, the day that the AI is improved and the AI, like the team statuses, right? Like the day they actually follow the team status of like, okay, this is the trajectory that we're on. That is what I want, even if it's almost formulaic. I want the AI to know, here's where our roster is compared to other people. Here's the average age of our roster. Do we go for it? Do we not? And they just, they follow that trajectory. Like I get in real life, you do have teams that refuse to rebuild. I think you can replicate that too. But the bottom line is we are getting no semblance of that whatsoever with this game right now. The AI just, they're like a wild animal. It's an unintelligent animal when it comes to learning. This game is best represented, and I don't want to name a specific animal because people be like, oh, actually, that's the smartest animal of the animal kingdom. But it is like one of those animals that it's just like, okay, in terms of brain, it's not there. It just reacts. That's all it does. It might as well be a Venus flytrap. There we go. I didn't even name an animal. I named a plant. At least I think it's a plant. Now it'll be like, oh, it's a carnivorous plant, which is actually a habitat. Shout out to Lou Lane. Jesus. Every time. You notice how it's less and less teams I have to look at before I get mad. You know why? It's because MLB The Show is out now, and we started playing that, and needless to say, I haven't found as significant of issues yet. Give it time, I might. Oh, look, the Kings decided to play Michael Misa this season. That's nice of them. That's nice of them. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. This game is something else. That's all I can say. I can truly say that this game is like no other game. This franchise mode works like no other game's franchise mode does. And I don't think that's a compliment. Shout out to Minnesota. Montreal, they're insane, of course. Like the Riley kidney development has been amazing for them. But of course, they have cap issues. Oh my God, that's a flash back from the past for the Bruins there. Yeah, God. Caulfield's making 9. Doc, Slavkovsky. Connor Bedard's already making $11 million, as he should. No wonder why they are having their current cap issues. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I do know what the answer is. I just don't have any hope or optimism that it's going to be fixed anytime soon. To have the AI GMs present a challenge in terms of how they build their teams, wisely building their teams. And again, it's like, well, if they're not a challenge, why don't you win every year? And that's the point. It's not a challenge because the AI are dumb, and they are allowed to be dumb because the sim engine's just as broken as AI logic is when it comes to building their teams. You see? Shout out to Islanders legend Alex Ovechkin. And like almost the same. I mean, that top 4 is basically the same it's been now since we started this franchise mode. That's awesome. That's tremendous. The New York Rangers, and they look a little bit different. Kreider's down to an 82. I mean, he is 35, but damn. A lot of players are hitting 35 and just kind of plummeting in terms of rating. There's Nolan Allen. So Nolan Allen seems to have capped out at an 84. It's not bad. Not bad, but again, as a left side defender, I think essentially the Schneider swap proved to be worth it for us. I do think so. Ottawa. Ooh, Timmy Stützle. Third liner, Brady Tkachuk. Why? I don't fucking know. Better line chemistry. I hate this coaching system with a passion. Jake Sanderson's elite. Anton Forsberg's apparently elite as well. Philadelphia. Well, they're not bad, but by this game's logic, I'm going to guess they're pretty mid. Oh, goaltender chart. 86. Bobby Brink, Owen Tippett. Pittsburgh with Chris Chelios. Patrice Bergeron at 41. Has to go back to the black and gold. Chris Letang's still hanging around, too. Chris Letang's still hanging around on that team. Wedgwood leaves a starting job in New Jersey to be back up in Pittsburgh. GG's. Seattle. I mean, the center depth, at least for the top two. Pretty damn funny. That defense is pretty damn bad. And they are the ones that signed Stuart Skinner. And for that price, better you than me. Better you than me. San Jose. They're all right. They're all right. I mean, obviously, the construction of the team's pretty bad. Just in terms of optimization and cap hits and everything like that. But just looking at the team for what it is, it's not that bad. St. Louis, they've gotten some good development out of their younger guys. Like, that is a new era for the St. Louis Blues offensively. Defensively, not so much. Goaltending, definitely not. How many years you have left? Last year of his deal. Jesus. Good luck. Tampa, I mean, Point, Kucherov, Stammer at 36. Still rocking an 84, though. Philip Mazar might have capped out as well, so it looks like we might have moved on from him at a pretty good time. Hedman at 35 is still a monster, and that's where Connor Murphy ended up. I'm glad you got the contract, Connor. We miss you already. Vasilevsky, Martin Jones, John Tavares. Poor JT. Speaking of Toronto again. They're fine. They're fine. Nothing too crazy to speak about for the Leafs. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Vancouver. I mean, at least they're playing the young guy on the top line. He was first overall. Nope, he wasn't. He was 9th overall. Damn, I thought he was the first overall. I was wrong. That's a damn good pickup for them given the circumstances. Not a defensive liability, Quinn Hughes. I don't know who the hell was calling Quinn Hughes a defensive liability. Can somebody fill me in on that? Because I don't think I've seen analytics. Oh, good, Shogard. Now you go up to an 84. Thanks. Thank you. I don't think I had ever seen anybody call him a defensive liability, just that he was more offensively oriented, which is true. Doesn't mean he's a defensive liability. Jack Eichel went back to Vegas. Good on you, Jack. Good for you. Good for you. Goaltenders, Vanacek, Blomqvist. Michael Tepley is there as a scratch, of course. And then Winnipeg. Winnipeg kept Kyle Connor. Morrissey, Heinola. Goaltender, Ville Husso up to an 89. Jesus, and 73 overall, 41-year-old Marc-Andre Fleury. You'll love to see it. Washington, of course, a totally new era for them. No Alexander Ovechkin. And they're fine, I guess. Just an average AI-built team, basically, with Brad Lambert. So yeah, there you go. That'll pretty much do it. Like I said, I'm going to clean up a couple of things, and we'll get ready for this next season and the debut of Jason Robertson.